This video demonstrates the installation and setup of LiftMaster Industrial D.C. Commercial Door Operator models JDC and JHDC. These products are not for residential use. This video is intended for demonstration purposes only. The procedures demonstrated should only be performed by trained professional installers and service technicians. Safe operation and servicing requires that you follow all instructions and safety advisories found in the manual. To locate a trained professional installer or service technician, go to liftmaster.com/locate-a-dealer. It's important to plan your installation. You'll need to know the door type, the drum size, and the door sprocket size. Please note that door sprockets are no longer included with the operator. The operator you select will be based on these details. Refer to the manual for the recommended configuration. Before you begin the installation, some site preparation will be required. This includes installation of power wiring and installation of separate conduit for power and data wires. Wiring must comply with national and local codes. A working network connection is critical to getting over-the-air firmware updates and connecting to MyQ facility. It's important for you to contact the facility's IT team to obtain network details, including the Wi-Fi network name and password. When you arrive on site for the installation, check the following. Check the movement of the door under tension. An improperly tensioned door may prevent the operator from functioning properly. Disable all locks on the door. Remove any ropes connected to the door. Now, check the surface where the operator will be mounted. The surface must be rigid to prevent play between the operator and the door shaft and provide adequate support for the operator to be fastened securely. The operator's drive shaft must be parallel to the door shaft. Also, make sure a door sprocket is installed. If there isn't one, you will need to install one. This is a good opportunity to inspect the power wiring and conduit. Let's take a closer look at the product. Since we will be demonstrating both the jack shaft and hoist operators in this video, we will point out the differences as we go. We'll start by looking at what comes in the box with the JHDC models, also known as hoist operators. You'll find the power head assembly, the installation manual, caution labels, the antenna, the floor-level wall controller, which has an LCD display, CPSU monitored entrapment protection devices, the door operator drive chain, the hoist chain. Hoist operators are equipped with a hoist chain assembly that allows operation of the door in the event of a power outage. Included, you'll find a hoist hand chain and a hoist chain keeper bracket. If you need to adjust the position of the hoist assembly, follow these steps. Remove the 4 Allen bolts. Rotate the hoist assembly 180 degrees. Replace the Allen bolts. JDC models are known as jack shaft operators. JDC models do not have a hoist assembly. They include a battery kit that allows operation of the door in the event of a power outage. The battery kit consists of a mounting tray which comes pre-assembled with 2 4.5 amp-hour batteries. This kit can be added as an option to hoist operators as well. It is recommended to remove the knockouts for all the wiring connections, including the battery kit, before mounting the operator. Be careful not to damage the components inside the case. JDC and JHDC are dual-handed, so they can be installed either on the left or right side of the door. If you need to move the drive sprocket on the operator, follow these steps. Loosen the Allen set screws. Remove the sprocket. Then remove the key. On the other side, insert the key and slide the sprocket on. Hand tighten the Allen set screws. To avoid potential damage, position the sprocket as close to the center of the exposed drive shaft as possible. For the next part of the demonstration, we will be mounting the JHDC hoist operator. We've already pre-measured and installed the mounting hardware in the surface, but let's talk about what matters when figuring out where to mount the operator. To choose the mounting location, you'll hold the operator against the wall. Notice how the lighter weight and the improved center of gravity makes handling the operator easier. When you mark locations for the 4 main supporting bolts, we recommend marking approximately at the centers of the slots. This will allow you to adjust the position of the operator to remove slack from the drive chain once installed. The optimal vertical placement will result in the operator's drive shaft being positioned between 12 and 15 inches below the door shaft. The required horizontal placement will align the door shaft and the drive shaft. For this demonstration, we've gone ahead and installed the bolts. Secure the operator to the wall. Wrap the drive chain around the door sprocket and the drive sprocket. Determine how many chain links to remove so there is a little bit of slack. Use the chain breaker to remove the extra links. Wrap the chain around the sprockets again and join the ends using the master link. This is the point at which you should loosen the mounting bolts so you can move the operator to remove slack from the drive chain. Once the optimal position has been identified, mark the hole locations for the locking bolts. Since we have already identified the optimal position, we've already installed locking bolts. In order for you to install the locking bolts, you will need to remove the nuts from the 4 mounting bolts and lift the operator off of the wall so you can drill and install the locking bolts. You can leave the chain in place while you complete this. Once all of the hardware is installed into the surface, place the operator in position, making sure the chain is properly connected to the sprockets, and tighten all the mounting hardware. If you need to adjust the position of the door sprocket, now is a good time to do that. Let's connect the hoist chain. Run one end of the chain through the hole in the plate, over the pulley, and down through the other hole. Twist the end link to open it. Join the ends of the chain together. Then, close the link. Before we begin wiring the operator, make sure power is disconnected at the circuit breaker. Start with the door in the closed position. Power wiring should already be in place. Follow these steps to complete the wiring. Unscrew the cover screws and open the power head. The cover is easy to remove. There is a sticker covering the connectors for voltage selection. Remove it and put it to the side. Identify the connector for your application's voltage. For this demonstration, we are connecting to 120-volt single-phase power. Plug the power selection wire harness into the connector. Make sure it is securely snapped into place. Cover the unused connector with the label. Route the power wiring into the operator. Then secure the conduit to the power head. Locate the connectors labeled L1, L2, and ground. Plug the appropriate power wires to those connectors using the new Easy Push tab plugs. The new wall controller features an LCD panel which provides access to the programming menu and other important status information. In addition to the wall controller, you are able to add up to 3 3-button stations. Make sure power is not connected or turned on before connecting the wall controller. To prevent possible serious injury or death from a closing door, install the wall controller within sight of the door, out of reach of small children, at a minimum height of 5 feet, 1.5 meters, above landings, steps, or any other adjacent walking surface, away from all moving parts of the door. Follow these steps to mount the wall controller. Measure and mark the wall at the appropriate height per regulatory requirements. Loosen the screws to remove the cover. Remove the knockouts from the mounting bracket. You will need to supply wire for the wall controller. Use 2 conductor wire that is 14 to 22 gauge stranded or 12 to 22 gauge solid wire. Follow these steps for wiring to the wall controller. Confirm 2 conductor wire is routed through the conduit up to the operator. Attach the conduit from the operator to the mounting bracket. When routing the wiring from monitored entrapment protection devices through the wall controller up to the operator, attach the conduit from below and splice any wiring connections as needed. Attach the mounting bracket to the wall using hardware you will supply. Be sure to mount it with the correct end up. Connect the wires to the terminals on the back of the wall controller. Polarity doesn't matter. Reattach the cover to the mounting bracket and tighten the screws. Attach the warning placard to the wall next to the wall controller. Industrial commercial door operators are now supplied with CPSU monitored entrapment protection devices included in the box. You'll be supplied with mounting brackets with hardware and a transmitter and receiver. The wires on the transmitter and receiver are short. You will have to supply wire that is 14 to 22 gauge stranded or 12 to 22 gauge solid wire. Route this wire through conduit that is separate from the power wiring conduit. Follow these steps to mount the CPSU devices. Assemble the mounting brackets using the provided hardware. Attach the transmitter and receiver to the brackets. Select a mounting location either on the wall or the floor. If mounting to the wall, measure and mark 6 inches above the floor. This is the height at which the devices must be installed. This site has protective rails that the sensors will be attached to. Be sure to observe all warnings and advisements in the instruction sheet. Splice the wires from the transmitter and receiver to the wires running up to the operator. Follow the steps to connect the CPSU devices to the operator. Make sure power is off to the operator. Route the wires from the CPSU devices into the operator. Locate the connectors for monitored devices. Twist together the wires for the edge-eye connection. Twist together the wires for common. Plug the edge-eye wires into edge-eye. Plug the common wires into common. Power must be on to check the alignment of the CPSU sensors. It's time to power on the operator. Connect power at the circuit breaker. It's time to program the operator. These steps are necessary to complete the setup before using the operator. When the operator is powered on out of the box or after a factory reset, the wall controller will display the Quick Start Commissioning menu. This first-time setup menu will guide you through each option that needs to be configured. To navigate through the programming menu, use the up arrow and down arrow buttons to cycle between the options. Use the stop button to enter your selection. Choose the door type. Press Enter to save. Choose the drum size. Press Enter to save. Select the speed and tooth count. Press Enter to save. To set the open and close limits for the door position, follow these steps. Select Open Limit. Press Enter to show the encoder position. The display will show a number corresponding to the door position. Use the up arrow and down arrow to move the door to the fully open position. Press Enter to save. Select Closed Limit. Press Enter. Use the up arrow and down arrow to move the door to the fully closed position. Press Enter to save. The next option will be for Wi-Fi setup. Connecting to Wi-Fi is essential so the operator can receive over-the-air updates. This also lets you connect to MyQ Facility to unlock the true power of facility access management. You will need to use a cell phone or tablet for these steps. A computer or laptop will not work. Get the network name and password ready. With Wi-Fi selected, press Enter. The display will show Learning Wi-Fi. On your mobile device, go to the Wi-Fi settings and search for available networks. Choose the network that matches the MyQ serial number on the operator. Once your mobile device connects to the operator, open a web browser. Enter the URL setup.myqdevice.com and go. On the menu that appears, click Start. Choose the Wi-Fi network for the facility. Enter the network password. When the operator connects to Wi-Fi, select Next. On the mobile device, the MyQ serial number will be displayed for confirmation. Save the MyQ serial number. You will need it later. When connected, the LCD will display signal bars. If the connection fails, there will be a slash through the Wi-Fi icon. If this happens, restart the pairing process. This completes the Quick Start setup. After the Quick Start setup is complete, the operator automatically learns which monitored entrapment devices are connected. The lights on the CPSU sensors will be lit. This is your opportunity to align the devices. Look at the transmitter and receiver. The green light on each should glow solid. If either or both lights are blinking, adjust the position of the devices until the lights glow solid. To unlearn devices that are connected, enter the programming menu. Select System Settings. Press Enter. Scroll to select Monitor Eye Edges. Press Enter. Select the eye edge input you're trying to remove. Press Enter. Select Unlearn. Press Enter. Select Save. Press Enter to confirm. The programming mode times out after 60 seconds of inactivity. To access the menus, press and hold the down arrow and stop button until the LCD goes blank, then release. From here, you have access to additional system and door information. You will be able to scroll through various information such as the control version, the display version, the motor version, Wi-Fi version, ES-ARM version, absolute cycles, door maintenance, system configuration, monitoring eyes and edges, system ID number, serial number, endpoint ID, and battery options. To exit, scroll to Exit System Information and press Enter. To access System Settings, select System Settings and press Enter. Use the up and down arrows to type in your administrator password, pressing Enter after you reach the desired number each time. Press Enter again to confirm and be taken into System Settings. Use the up and down arrows to scroll through the programming options. Let's talk about operating modes. The operating mode you select will determine how the operator behaves under different conditions. Refer to the manual for descriptions of the different operating modes, also called wiring types. The default operating mode is C2 when no monitored entrapment protection devices are connected. Once you connect such a device, the next time you power the operator on, the operating mode automatically changes to B2 with no timer. Two important features are timer to close and mid-stop. Let's look at how to program those. Follow the steps for entering programming mode. Select Operation Modes. Press Enter. Timer to close determines the number of seconds the operator waits before automatically closing the door. To program timer to close, select B2 Timer to CLS. Press Enter. Select B2. Press Enter. Use the up and down arrows to adjust the number of seconds. Press Enter. You'll be returned to the System Settings menu. Setting mid-stop determines where the door stops before reaching the fully open or closed position. Follow the instructions for entering programming mode. Select Operations mode. Sometimes, for troubleshooting purposes, you may need to factory reset the operator. Enter programming mode. Use the down arrow to select Reset Factory Default. Press Enter. Select Save and press Enter to confirm. After a factory reset, be sure to walk through the Quick Start commissioning steps to get the operator set up again. Be sure to watch our other videos about connecting to MyQ facility. Let's install the battery kit that is optional for the JHDC and standard for the JDC. We have already removed the knockout for the battery wiring. Attach the battery case to the power head. Route the wires into the power head. Inside the power head, locate the battery connector. Plug the red wire into the positive connector. Plug the black wire into the negative connector. Visit partner.liftmaster.com to learn more about how to get the most out of LiftMaster products with MyQ facility.